Welcome to the VBC News. We are back once again to begin 2024 with news all across the lands of Eldham. For this week, we will be discussing news topics from January 1st to the 7th. Not even being a full day in 2024, the swarm settlement known as the Overmind was caught in a surprise attack by remnant AWE forces. It was unknown to us on how many raiders there were upon the swarm. However, they were quickly repelled when a shy assistance and more swarmlings came to help out whoever was attacked first. The question remains, why this sudden attack?
But apparently Hobbs was pissed off at me or something, so he raided someone else the day prior, and some other swarmlings helped with that raid, but they lost that.
With that being said, what does that mean with the remnant forces of the AWE?
If there is, I do not know so far. I think it really depends on whether the AWE and stuff are actually returning in full force, and this isn't just a spark of activity.
And here's some more local news this week. There have been some strange findings within Rayuna, as a series of copper and bronze tablets have been found by an excavation team. The first fragment was found just northwest of Hanaqua, where the officials have named it Fragment 000, and the second one being found in the general area. There were others found as well, but they were too rusted to decipher what they said.
So the two fragments that we have recovered have mostly been within the Ryuna area. We have received some scattered reports from some associates and people in the conglomerates network that or some other ones showing up, some of different metals. One is made out of iron, it's rusted, so it's pretty much unrecoverable. We're still able to make out some small things. We still have a team working on that. But by and large, the two intact fragments we have recovered have been within Ryuna, specifically in the Kuriku-Haniqua area.
Next, we have the mergence with two nations, as the Principality of Valpenfell has joined with the Kingdom of Helsia. This all happened when both sides endured a state visit, in which they sat down with the idea of merging and went along with it.
After the process of independence rolled through and we were independent for a good while, we decided to host a state visit. And so then it was like, well, there's not really a bad thought that comes to mind when merging. So we just decided to pen something down, and when both sides came to an agreement, it was all smiles around the table, and everybody signed it, and it was done.
He has also stated that this will continue to make both nations prosper as one for the future. The Empire of Alechia declares total war upon the Kingdom of Sol on the 4th of January for its cowardly betrayal when allying themselves with Sylvania to gain their independence. With the Kaiser of Alechia being the leader of the Union of Theria, all of the nation members will be involved. Not only that, several nations have supported Atlechia on its declaration, such as Imperial Osregard and the United Kingdom of Eridas, with many more to being called upon to help regain the lands. When we asked the Kaiser himself what was the reasoning of the war, he stated the Kingdom of Sol rebelled from the Atlantean Empire during the AWE Wars. Now that they have rested well, they can now prepare themselves for the final battle to take over the lands they have lost. However, on the other side of the conflict, the King of Sol, Thalius Sindaris, has given his statement on his events leading up to the conflict. According to Thalius, he did not agree on how the war against the AWE was going at the time, so he decided to sign a deal with Sylvania to gain independence and would rejoin if things improved in the area. However, Atlechia did not approve of such act and wanted the land back under their rule once again. Sol has also managed to muster support from both Sylvania and the Blitzen Mafia. At the end, they state that their goal is to be a beacon of light to the smaller independent nations of Eldham, and they pray the world hasn't lost hope for freedom. And this is the end of this week of the VBC News. Tune in next time to see what comes next in your world. Goodbye. Hey, wait a minute, this isn't supposed to end like this. Ah, I see. Bro's got 805 clown.